blast off?
Yeah.
Podcast
exactly.
time!
Podcast time. Welcome to episode 6.
I
of
forgot to
Sunday
hit
Night
record.
Podcast.
I haven't
Podcast
recorded
time.
yet. Okay, recording now. You don't need to do a countdown.
Yeah,
Just
no, Tuesday's already
continue.
late.
Yeah,
No, keeping this in.
Podcast time!
I know.
Oh, it stays in.
High
Yeah,
energy.
what I'm probably gonna do is just download my VOD. I've had to do that 3 times now because it, for some reason, just cuts out recording halfway through every once in a while.
Woo!
Get good.
Technology. Woo!
Yeah.
As always, this is Sons of Bananas podcast. We'll go down a wonderful list of boys.
No, I had to pull up the list so I can see where I am.
The bottom.
I know.
Like,
It's podcast time.
His mouth is so
He's,
full of
he's
food.
such a he's such
It's
a
not
willing
food.
participant. I'm so happy that he's here. Fine, fucking no, skip him.
I'm Blake. Hi.
Fuck you.
Hi.
I'm a Grim.
I am lone.
I am Mong.
Mong
Oh,
would
it's
say
me,
that he's very
sorry.
quiet.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Ray. I'm very concentrated.
Bye, I'm 2.
Bye, goodbye.
Bye.
As always, I'm Trace. This is first time we were joined by Monglin. Starting. He came in last week for a what was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago? He came in and
Last
Was
week.
he doing
Yeah, I think it was last week.
Yeah, it was last week. Interjecting with the Norwegian towns in the middle of my Australian town section.
yeah. Just taking on that and actually kind of improving the that section of it. Honestly,
At least his
very
language
much a
makes
highlight
sense.
to- very much
Does
a
it?
highlight in that dog time.
Does any language really make sense?
Definitely not
Oh, here we
English.
go. We're already the circus has already started going.
Oh, this is fine.
I keep telling you guys, next week is going to be absolutely hilarious. I'm drafting up this little story to tell you, and I'm going to get you guys to translate it.
Okay, that's
Oh.
fine.
And I'm not going to try. 'Cause I don't want to embarrass
That's
myself.
good.
Oh,
You
that's
gotta learn how to
Well-
let go of the embarrassment.
I'm gonna be very negative on every little topic you have, Blake, because of how you handle the beginning.
Introductions are great.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
Special.
It's a special. People putting Gorilla Glue in their hair.
Yeah, that is very special. And not just that, suing them.
Lon,
Or
would you like
going
to
to try to sue them.
would you like to give us a little background information here?
Well, it deals with this young lady, TikTok person that used was it spray glue? Is that what
Yeah,
it was?
it's gorilla,
They were
gorilla
saying-
spray
Yeah.
glue.
Yeah, they were saying she sprayed it. I've never seen spray Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, they
It's
got some
probably
stuff
for like carpet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
like and that, but sprayed her hair with it, and that's one thing. It doesn't say put it on your hair on the container. It says everything but, don't put it on your face, don't put it on your skin, your clothes, yada yada stuff like that, but your hair. So that's the only way that they can get anything from that. But it's not just that. It's kind of like people also with drinking hand sanitizer and the family suing them for dying. The company. I mean, it's just people doing stupid things and trying to just get their 15 minutes of fame and suing the companies.
How to protect the world from idiots.
Mm-hmm.
What, people being stupid? I can't believe that would ever happen.
But
I mean, she is from California.
was she? I haven't even looked into her that far. I just
So she's from Los Angeles. That should tell you a lot.
This is Grim saying this. Not all of us believe this.
Yes,
statement.
I do. I do not subscribe to the beliefs of these people involved.
No, nor do I.
Well, especially since Zap is from there too, or California.
Just Doc Zab, why don't you?
About to say, yeah, that was a not none of our Californians are here to defend themselves.
So that's why Grim feels comfortable.
Yep.
Mhm.
Ping Zab. He needs to get in here.
He left because he didn't want to be here.
Wow.
He has stuff to do.
Uh-huh.
Same difference.
So she was putting it in her hair to attach, like, I guess a wig or like a.
No, it's to spray your
the-
hair down. I'm not going to give it excuse because it is stupid. But the stuff she usually uses was called like hair glue or something like that, some kind of brand name, right?
Mhm.
So I'm not saying that's a good excuse, but there is some. It's not like she just went. There was like some backup to it, you know. So,
Well, it's
but
just
no,
like-
she was spraying her hair down. She like normally uses a different product and use that.
I mean, it's kind of like what there's a guy now that went to the ER, I think that's down by Uray, glued his lips together to try to do a TikTok challenge.
What the fuck?
I think that happened today.
I didn't know that.
See if I can find it here.
There's a lot of dumb TikTok challenges.
It's just the challenges. It's the challenges.
Yep.
Didn't this happen? What was the other app that this happened on?
Vine.
back. Vine.
Vine
that
was
was it.
no. Vine was no.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't
Oh
this
no, they were
bad.
already on Vine, but they just
It
weren't
just
bad.
seems
yeah.
like it doesn't matter the service.
Oh.
They're gonna find an outlet for the stupidity somewhere.
Yeah, if it's not Facebook, it's TikTok. If it's not TikTok, it's Snapchat, so forth.
Okay. So, what happened was, I'm sorry, Ray, it wasn't from Alabama. It was from Louisiana. So,
Not necessarily near her.
I just
And
knew it
what-
was south, which, yeah. Ended up in the ER room after he believed he could apply Gorilla Glue to a red solo club to his
Club?
lips.
Yes,
and
red
then
solo
lick
club.
it right off.
Hmm.
Yummy.
Here's the
This
thing.
is as of an hour ago, or 5 hours, 9
Here's
hours.
the thing. Stupid people are gonna be stupid. They've been stupid. We're just now hearing about it. Before, stupid people, only their friends would know about it. What the internet's done is made the world know about stupid people doing stupid stuff. So, I don't know. It doesn't really matter in the long run. It's just, this is the internet world we live in where everybody knows everything, 24-hour news, all that kind of stuff. This is
Mhm.
all stem from that.
But it's like suing them afterwards. That's what gets.
So I'm
That's what
surprised
grinds
one of you
my
guys.
gears.
I'm surprised one of you guys didn't bring up the woman that sued McDonald's.
Oh, I was going to.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. There's that. That
I
one
will
I know.
tell
about.
you. I will tell you. If you actually look
related
into
to
that
it.
case, it is a justified lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Reason
'cause they-
is,
Yeah.
the McDonald's there kept their coffee hotter than any other one, and they were warned about it multiple times. So their coffee was like, what they say was like two times hotter than the next. You know, it's just ridiculously hot. It didn't need to be that hot, but they thought that was a way to cheat it. You know, to make people think must be good. So yeah, like if you'd have went home and spilled your own coffee in your lap, you would not have suffered the same burns that woman did. So that's not a good example of. I'm not saying people shouldn't sue, but I'm also not saying that all these companies. I'm also saying that all these companies are not innocent in these suits. In
Mhm.
fact, a lot of them pay. Remember, corporations pay millions upon billions to lawyers just to shut people up like us from suing them.
Oh yeah.
So that's the flip side of this whole thing with the suits. We want to be careful if we eliminate our own options.
Mm.
Does things don't like this happen over there down there, do they, Blake?
Oh, we still get all the idiots. There's just, again, the news tends to keep it all. There's small enough incidences that unless someone knows about the story and is able to get it into a paper, you very rarely hear about it.
You don't have like a law like Florida. Florida man.
Yeah, the
Sunshine
whole-
Law.
No.
Yeah, where they have to publish that shit. That's crazy.
Wait, what does Florida have to do?
Sunshine Law. So you know all the Florida man cases that come, not cases, but like news and stuff.
Yes.
of like them doing insane stuff. That's only published because there was a law that exists in Florida called the Sunshine Law, where all reports of stuff, like all police reports and stuff, get published, and at that like a big database, and so you can go back and look at them, and they're just like out in the open. So statistically, Florida does not have like an insane amount of random goofy cases and whatnot compared to other states.
They're just
They
the only
just
state
get-
that does it. That
They
publishes
just
it.
they just get shown on the news because of the Sunshine Law.
Just imagine if
If
it was
it's a slow
Vegas.
news week, then they can just basically go and look up the most amusing cases on the
Good
This
point,
all
good
comes
point.
On the
back to the
database.
20. This all comes back to the 24-hour news network system we're in now, where everything is news all the time. So,
Everybody
like,
has a phone.
well, not just that. I mean, you look at these channels, and they are completely biased, and they're all paid. Somebody pays all for all these channels, and they're going to have an interest. And news is not impartial anymore. I mean, I'm not saying it was ever fully impartial, but it felt like maybe it wasn't, but it felt like more impartial when it was only an hour a day.
It wasn't targeting certain people, certain like things.
Like they have to keep their base so they can keep the ratings, so they can that's a problem.
Oh, now they don't really worry about TV or being on TV. They more worry about just
I don't know.
who's
There's
viewing
some
them.
that their
It's 'cause-
viewing base is mainly only going to view them on TV. There's at least one I can think of that will probably never fully go where you're talking about, because I don't think their viewing base is going to use that as much as TV. At least one I can think of. I mean, I try to regulate my news personally, but I know a lot of people don't. We're touching on political, and Tracy's gonna.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just thinking about something. But no, I totally agree when it comes to that. Is everything is biased anymore? It's
I mean,
just,
I wasn't alive when it wasn't biased, I feel like, so I don't know if it was ever truly unbiased. It just looks like it is now. I don't know.
Does anyone have any other favorite
I mean,
things people have done?
impartiality in news is always going to be hard to try and police. So
I mean, humans by nature are just, I guess,
There's more
Well,
of us.
supposedly PBS and C-SPAN are created to be impartial, and out of all the news networks, honestly, C-SPAN is probably the most impartial.
Okay, well, C-SPAN is, PBS isn't. PBS
No.
is still has backings and stuff.
Yeah, it's all who
the
gives
fact that
them the money.
PBS is actually operated by government, isn't it?
It
Public
sort of is.
broadcasting.
It's weird how that works. It is worked by government, but it's also has to, apparently the government that's supposed to fund it doesn't have enough money for it, so it has to get corporate sponsors and stuff. Because we don't invest in, this is America, we don't believe in healthcare
Well,
and or investing in stuff
C-SPAN
like
is
that.
just
America.
straight footage from like stuff. Like
They
C-SPAN.
do have some news stuff on there and commentators, but mainly they don't comment. They like just say this is what's going on.
Oh, I literally have never seen anything other
Yeah.
than straight like in the Senate like news.
How
from
do I
C-SPAN.
put
Hmm.
this?
I thought they just
When
like
the thing
shut
was
off the
going
channel.
on in the first part of January, the craziness,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching C-SPAN, and they would cut to people. Mainly, what they were doing is taking phone calls and stuff like that from viewers. So it wasn't like biased, and they were like just listening. So
I just yeah. I like the only time you use C-SPAN, I've done anything with it is I had to do a school project where we had to collect like footage about something, and I just used C-SPAN for that. But yeah, I never hold anything other than C-SPAN, other than just bland government like footage of just like them in the like Senate floor hearings and stuff like that.
what I love is what most people don't know is like the other ones. Do you know if you actually read down to where the articles for these other news sites come from? Do you know how many times you'll see AP News on there? Like they basically just copy the same article from AP News, either side. They just copy it and then slant it, and then they're good. And it's like, okay, that's not journalism. That's just buying an article from AP News and then publishing it.
Publishing it with your own
Yeah. So
spin.
basically, what happens is the reporters at AP News actually go in there and do the work, and these guys are like, "Hey,"
They're like the field reporters, and then the
Yeah.
people behind the desk just take the credit.
so AP News does have a website, and I usually try to check them periodically. It's like, at least if you're gonna do the work, I'll try and. That's Okay, we can move next topic. Getting dangerously close to.
Oh, okay. You want to move off it, okay?
Yeah, I think it's time.
Does anyone else have anything, or? All right, guess not. Okay.
Nope.
Good.
Okay. Well, maybe we can, talk about maybe something more positive, like, electric energy and how Carl's was slowly moving into that. Ray, I know you're very vocal about this when we were talking about it briefly. You want to go ahead and reiterate some stuff?
I just saw a thing that said that GM was planning for their light duty vehicles to be fully electric by 2035. And I know Ford has said they're going to, and Ford's doing it. And all the big dealers, all the big manufacturers are pushing electric, and it's really interesting to me.
I mean, it's kind of about time, and I mean, I even kind of work at the dealership, so we actually just got our first. Well, since I started working there, we just got our first Mach E, which I disagree with the name, but it's the Mustang electric vehicle. I mean, it looks pretty slick. Of course, you got Teslas come out with longer batteries and that, but I mean, to me, it's a welcome change. So.
Yeah, I mean, as far as sports vehicles, it's amazing that electric hasn't been more common, because as far as like going fast in a short amount of time, I don't think you can beat an electric vehicle. For like drag races, you couldn't beat an electrical vehicle unless you had a huge like jet engine or something.
No,
because of the instant torque.
There's a Mustang. The Mustang Cobra Jet is the very first electric drag car that they came out with, I think, this year.
This thing has always killed me, that people, I guess it's the old perception. Here's the thing about electric vehicles. I saw Jay Leno's Garage, his show. He's got a Baker electric, and it's an electric. It looks like a freaking cart without the horse. Honestly, that's how old it is. It's like the teens, but that's how old electric vehicles are. They're from that far back. Now this thing doesn't have a range or anything like that, but not like a huge range. He's actually taking it out and putting either a GM electric engine and stuff like that in it to make it work. I mean, here's how slow it went. It has, instead of a steering wheel, when you sit in the cart without the horse, there's a yoke. So like you steer it with a yoke. But that's the thing, it's not new technology. The main problem has been, like you said, batteries. And I think Tesla here recently has had another breakthrough on batteries that help even more with that. As much as I don't like Elon Musk and the stupid shit he says, his companies have pushed electric to where it is today.
Well, it's kind of like,
I think,
that in space with his. But,
yeah.
I mean, that's the whole entire, another subject you can get with how quick his company has gone with space compared to the government.
Yeah. And you need people like that out on the cutting edge. You need people that bought the first Teslas to test it, to make sure that the development, they're basically prototypes, so they deal with they work out the bugs on them. It sounds terrible, but you need rich people to a certain extent to do that kind of stuff.
I mean, somebody has to start it, if you think about it. I mean,
so my hope is eventually, at least before I go, or I die, to see like most houses have solar panels on them, because like a roof is like a giant waste of space. If you look at it, I mean, it's perfect for a solar panel.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I wish you.
I know Germany's pretty good about efficient. I don't know how Norway is as far as like solar and geothermal and being efficient.
There's an absolutely huge push for solar here as well.
But there's not much solar here because of the location above the Arctic Circle. So, but there's a lot of wind farms.
Yeah. And you guys, I think, or Europe especially, is very big on high efficiency appliances and very being ultra efficient with everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small and compact.
Here's something that I don't agree with that my cousin says, who's may say he's younger than me. He thinks all electric cars are horrible because he likes to hear the sound of the engine. I'm like, that's the reason you don't think electric cars should exist, because you like the sound of the engine.
Hmm.
First
If
off,
they add-
they can add that effect
Yeah,
very
they could
easily.
add a stereo effect.
The reason he says that is he built his first car, so he likes hearing it, so he knows when anything goes wrong with it. It's like,
Well, the whole point is that you don't have to worry about anything going wrong with it because it's
it's like why would you want? But yeah, that was what he said. He's like, no, all electric cars are horrible because
Well, here's
I
the
can't tell
thing,
what's going on with them.
and this I don't know. I'm not super, but combustion engines, internal combustions. The reason they wear like they do is you're basically it's a series of explosions contained in a piece of metal. That's going to wear on anything after time. Electric does not quite work the same way. It's a different process, and it's a less harsh process to get the power.
Not really, I mean, it's not really, you know, the way the motor is turning in there.
Yeah.
It's not really touching inside of the electric motor. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah, because I
magnetic,
saw
it's
they
like-
opened up like a Tesla that was years and years old and done millions of miles, and it looked fantastic. It's like, wow, the Tesla engine. So
because-
that would be good too.
In an electric engine, you're just having motion and heat, so like,
Yeah.
and weathering. So it's not like the internal explosion that you normally get.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's interesting, and I hope eventually, like I said, that we can be. I mean, here's the hard truth, at least for me. Regardless of what you think about why we should do it, we all know fossil fuel is a limited resource. Period. There's no getting around it. There's only so
Not
much of
all
it.
of us know that. There's some people who don't know that, sadly.
Okay. Well, it's a known fact. Let's put it that way. Most people that
How about just the known
Regardless-
fact that fossil fuels are worse?
yeah.
Compared.
Well, it's just like we're gonna run out eventually. Whatever.
Yeah, but comparably, the effects that you have with fossil fuels is going to make you want to think, is there not anything better? And
Yeah.
there is. And you would want to invest in making the better more
Yeah.
reliable.
But remember, wind farms cause cancer and kill
Mhm.
birds.
birds.
And
Yeah.
what was the other thing?
Upset my golf shot. Oh,
That's
sorry.
it. I think wind farms are cool. I think they're cool looking and
Same.
all that.
I wouldn't want to be the one to work on them though. That terrifies
Someone's
me.
going to design like art to put on this stuff because people
Yeah.
do that. Like you
Yeah.
decorate a car, someone's going to decorate a wind farm
Yeah.
or whatever.
Make it have like the coolest looking texture on it.
I think it'd be cool, like to put like paint it like all the
Like,
arms as actual paint arms, make it look like a giant, and then paint the actual things that spin its arms. I think that would be great.
Like have a skins like a game.
Yeah,
See
I
who has
mean-
the coolest skin for.
I think solar is still the most efficient that I've seen, especially here in the U.S. Where, well, as I saw that if you covered the state of Arizona or Nevada in solar panels, it would provide power for the U.S. at its current population for like 10 years. I mean, that's how efficient it can be. I mean, I'm not saying that we just
Oh,
cover
yeah.
over Nevada, but I'm saying we've probably got the space of Nevada and then some throughout the U.S. to use as
Oh, that's
solar
what
farms.
I've seen where they
And
talk
again, the
about
limiting
doing.
factor with, the limiting factor with a lot of that sort of stuff again is
Batteries,
storage and transmission.
storage. Yeah. Well,
Storage
that's
and
why
transmission.
that's why they talk about the future might be every home having solar panels, because then you generate your own power basically,
They also
more or less.
They also, just a quick side, that they discovered a way to make clear glass also have solar panels, solar cells in it, so they can use
Mhm.
that, and you can have
Well,
visibility with solar panels.
Well, not Tesla. What's his solar panel roofing thing called? Is it Tesla still? No.
Jeff
What's it called?
Bezos.
No.
No, I'm
Not
saying
him.
Bezos owns a solo company. I
No,
thought
no,
that's
not
what
him.
you were
The other
talking about.
crazy billionaire.
Bezos owns anything. Just name it.
God, what's it? The one we were just talking about owns Tesla. Is
Yeah,
his
I'm
roof
thinking-
company called Tesla too?
I think it is.
His solar company.
It's a Tesla power cell. So
Yeah, well, he was a few years ago. They have roof that is literally looks like
They have roof.
normal. They have a
Shingles.
roof that they look like shingles, but they're solar panels. You don't even have to have the actual panel. It's like a whole solar roof. And that's a game changer because then it's like there's no reason to. Why would you not? It just looks like a roof and it provides power. The only problem, like Blake said, is the power storage. Do you know what the most efficient form of storage of power is? Blake might know this. Abe might too. Still, moving water up a hill. That is the most efficient battery because what it is you pump the water up the hill with the power you gain.
Mhm.
And then, like at night or something, you have a propeller or impeller. I don't know which one it would be called in there. And when you let the water out at night, it spins that and provides you power.
Yeah,
That
sorry.
is the
that
is the most efficient battery.
Yeah, isn't that something that they somewhat do with like the tide?
I think so, yeah. But that's like as far as like storing power, because all power is you're converting solar power into kinetic power by storing it in a battery like that.
Well,
it's storing water.
It's mechanical into electrical, but yeah.
Yeah,
and vice
or
versa.
electrical, and yeah. But that's so far that's the best, most efficient battery. Which I mean, I don't think we're all going to have like hills and shit to put in our. Here, let me build this giant ramp in my backyard to hold this water.
Still massive tanks in your roof.
This is true. I mean, especially here in America where we have, I mean, yards are generally, I don't know where you guys live, we have a lot of space and a lot of room to do a lot of this stuff.
Like about 2 acres.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, I know somebody around here that owns 402 acres. You know what he does with them?
Nothing. he hunts.
Nothing.
Ugh.
Oh, no, he plants pine trees and then every about 5 to 10 years comes in and harvests every one of them.
Oh, it's a tree farm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey,
That's always fun to live near.
that's right up your alley.
We aren't a tree farm anymore.
We've moved beyond. We're actually generating solar panels now.
You're growing solar panels.
Yes.
Yep.
I know near where Trace lives. I don't know if it's quite near you, but I know there's a relatively large solar farm out that way.
I have not noticed if there is one.
I don't know how near it is to you, but I know it's on this side of
what city?
Atlanta. I can't remember what city. I've seen it. It's from. You can see it from 85, Interstate 85, if you ever go.
Oh, I haven't been on 85 actually yet.
Yeah. So it's relatively near you, but it's a pretty good sized one. I mean, and I see them everywhere. I mean, going like look at the Midwest. It's a giant flat area. It's like prime for solar.
Well, they're starting to get a little more wind farms up there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we have wind farms in Texas, out in like west and north Texas.
Where I live, at least, it's just wind farms are not. There's just too many trees and too much stuff. It's just not an efficient thing. But solar, like we talking about, the temperature getting up to 150, man, you could store all kinds of power in the summertime. Just a constant, never-ending beating sun on you.
The only downside with solar panels is they decay.
well, I mean,
Yeah, but
everything decays.
Days,
Yeah,
yeah.
but solar panels decay faster than most power things. That's what I was trying
That's
to
fine.
say.
I mean, I'm sure you
I
can.
think the newest ones they've got it pretty damn good as far as
Yeah, a
decay
lot
as
of-
I
yeah.
saw.
I'm sure you could probably fix it up and then.
I mean, at some
yeah.
point you're gonna be
Half the
generating
time.
money. I mean, if you're on the if you're on the grid and you're actually selling the power back to them, at some point you're gonna be generating money. It will pay for itself eventually.
the
You just have to invest
reprocessing.
in it.
So here's
Right.
the thing I found about my great state I live in. Because I was looking into getting solar panels on my house. They make you pay to have solar panels. And then if they decide to feed back into you, they pay you at a discounted rate that you have to pay them. This state actively penalizes you for having solar.
The state
Florida
has to
used
get their money somehow.
Florida used to do something like
It's
that.
a company,
where-
it's not the state, it's a fucking corporation.
Uh-huh.
Southern
Yeah.
Company owns Georgia, Florida, Tennessee. Is it Florida? I think so. It's Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee.
Well, I don't know who you have. Or what
It's
was-
called Alabama Power, but they're all under the umbrella of what's called the Southern Company.
Oh,
and they're just a giant greedy corporation.
Well,
I do
isn't it
remember.
with- Go ahead.
Good. No, good.
No, I was gonna say, isn't Florida where you can't be off the grid at all?
I've never heard of that.
I think there is a law where you cannot. Everybody has to be plugged in, basically.
Okay, here's the thing I found. On average, solar panels degrade by a rate of 1% each year, which 90% in the first 10 years, 80 by 25 or 30. So, I mean, it'd probably pay for itself by then. And if you were looking at like, even like a dam that generates power, how long before that wears the same way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think the wear on it's any faster than any
Yeah, we're not
other.
just gonna leave the stuff out there and say YOLO,
I mean, I might.
free power.
Well, yeah, you would do like monthly. Or
Yeah.
bi-monthly.
I mean, it'd probably be
maintenance.
better
Like
treated
fire.
than most generators or anything else that you would use for power, you know. And the same thing
So-
applies where
It's
it
a
doesn't
job
have.
creating market at the moment, isn't it?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the whole thing. The fear with coal. Oh, we get rid of coal. What can you do with all those jobs? They can. We can open manufacturing plants. and-
retrain them into actually working in a tech-based industry.
They could work in an energy-based industry by just working in a plant that generates solar panels. Here, take these screws and attach it to this thing. Okay, there you go.
Yo.
Screw it up.
But then,
this,
what
uh,
about? No,
No, go.
no, you're good. You're good.
I was going to sort of lead further on into how they're doing it here in Australia, which is going to take a little while. So you go.
No, you go.
I
Fine.
hate this.
Oh my god. When you go, or please don't go.
Do you want to get a room or?
So
Maybe later.
there's been a really, really big push for solar down here, which is really, really working quite well. A lot of there's like big rebates for actually putting systems onto houses and things like that. Again, the biggest issue is storage, but you can actually you're actually feeding power back into the grid, so you're getting quite significant discounts on your electricity bills. Like my parents have put solar on their house and they're saving like a couple of $100 a month. Oh, sorry, a couple of $100 a bill, a quarter, which is just it's a huge difference in terms of costs and things like that. So, and I think they were saying like in the 2 or 3 years that they've actually had the panels on the house, they've already paid themselves off.
Yeah, I just wish people here would understand that.
Yeah.
But then again, you look at the size of the country that we have here and the amount of virtually empty space that we have around the center. Like, if they were able to solve the transmission and storage problem, Australia could export power just for the sheer
Mhm.
volume of space that we have.
Mong, is it
it's-
Norway that exports power to the countries around them? That they're so clean? Or is it
We
it's
do
one of the
export
Scandinavian countries? Yeah.
Both. We do export both wind power and dam. Well, so yeah.
Yeah, I know that one of them was so they're like Norway is so damn efficient with it, they are actively exporting power to other.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. America would never be like that.
We could if we would. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make it, but we could. Let's just put it that way. We won't because of other issues, but
Like the amount of
Well-
space that you actually have there in Nevada as well is
yeah. Do you know who the biggest landowner in Nevada is?
Government.
The government.
Because it's a whole bunch of nothing.
That's a lot of test sites.
Nevada,
That's what they
Nevada,
mean.
yeah,
Area
Nevada,
51, baby.
Utah. There's all kinds of stuff out there, but yeah, America is everybody thinks America because they think East Coast, like especially people from out of the country. It feels like think that like America, they always seem to be surprised at how big America actually is once you get here.
Mhm.
You know, like they're like especially like the Brits, like, oh, we just take a road trip, and they get here and they're like, holy crap! It takes that how long to get from where to where?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
Like from LA to New York? Yeah,
here's
driving.
an example of how big Texas is. You can
Yeah.
fit the entire population of the globe if it was packed like New York in the state of Texas.
I know
That's
you can
how big
drive.
Texas
You can
is.
start driving in Texas, and drive all day, and still be in Texas.
Yep. My road trip to Colorado, that was most of it was Texas.
Florida actually is like that too. If you go from like south all the way up, it takes you like a day or two.
That's
Yeah,
also
but
for
It's not
Michigan.
just the tip.
But that's like nothing compared to Texas. You know, as far as
Texas is, yeah.
it's Alaska, Texas, and California are the big three, I think, as
Yep.
far as size, landmass size. And Alaska is stupid big, but it's
Mhm.
also very freaking cold and uninhabited.
Yeah, I've been to Texas, Alaska. It's
Yeah, I've
the
been to Texas too.
Alaska. The biggest thing I saw there was walking across a bridge, looking down and seeing what looked
Water?
like a solid mass of fish that you could just step on. That's how many salmon were just in the river.
That's why they
I
have
was-
big ass bears.
I was gonna guess Bigfoot.
I would like to see, and I would
Bigfoot?
like to and not like to see a grizzly bear in the wild. I would be cool to see, but then I would be immediately terrified.
Yeah.
You just want one to wave at you.
Wave. Oh, yeah, like that video. I don't think he was in the wild, to be honest.
No.
I think that was like a little like branch or something. But I want to see one in the wild. Have you ever seen like the zoo around here has what's called a man museum or something, and it has. I don't know why it's called a man museum. Oh, because it has like there's a lot of Native American Creek Indian places around here. And they have a lot of that, but they also have full-size bears that are like taxidermied. And they had a black bear, which I've seen a black bear in the wild before. That's not, that's relatively common for this area. But they had a grizzly bear, like full standing on its feet, and then they had a freaking polar bear, and you could like stand next to it, and it was terrifying. Like if you ran into that in the wild, you would shit yourself and then die.
I already do that.
Death by shitting.
Yeah, well, yeah, that might be better than the other option that we could, but yeah, if you've ever like looked at actual, like TV does not do it justice. You have to like see it in real life. It's so cool.
I have seen a polar bear in real life.
How big was it?
Don't know. I was about 10
Oh,
at the local zoo. It actually probably gives away exactly where I live because there's only like 4 zoos in the U.S. that have permission to have a polar bear.
We have it at Indy.
We do actually have polar bears on Svalbard.
but this is a full-size male, so it was huge.
Well,
We don't get
the
that.
main reason I'm saying what I was saying it gave away where I lived is given the fact I already said what state I live in, and then I said the local zoo.
Okay, just tell us your full name, your social, your address, your
Yeah,
bank account
give us
number.
everything, and you'll be fine.
You know, most people don't want to come to where I live, anyways.
People don't want to come to where I live either, but we're all here. We're all still here.
But I don't know how many Alabamans really.
I
Alabama.
think population-wise, we're not that great. I mean, there's a lot of empty space because I think I don't know. I hope I could have left this state a long time ago, but I hope to make it change from the inside, like a fucking virus.
Hmm.
Hope I can change it from the inside. It's a very
Well, it's
wishful
either
thought.
that or I abandon it like the rest of everybody else does. That's the options.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I kind
Wanna
of
move
do.
to Australia?
I kind of do want to leave the South.
I thought
but,
about it. The problem is I can't move to Australia, Blake. Your immigration policy is so strict.
Mm-hmm.
And
Find
I
me a
would
job.
want to live there because there's so many games that aren't available there.
yeah, VR is outlawed.
Well, I was more talking about I like St. Row, and that's legal there because They have the
Oh.
weapon, the penetrator. I give you
Yeah.
what the
Okay.
penetrator is.
They're
I
not
already-
illegal. They're restricted.
Okay.
It's
Is there
very, very hard to get.
Okay.
I don't know that that would change me from moving to Australia's games, to be
No.
honest.
I'm a gamer. I pretty much just do games.
I think I could fill that hole with something else.
I couldn't.
I bet you
I-
could.
Outside is not worth it for me. It's the worst place on earth.
I mean, I figured somebody was
I
gonna go
was-
that route with the
I-
penetrator.
I was really hoping you won't gonna say what I thought you were gonna say. The
Penetrator?
T-shirt- No, the T-shirt saying.
I
Penetrate me?
I didn't say the T-shirt.
No, no.
I
No,
didn't
no,
say
no.
it.
Well, good. Well, no.
I have
Yes?
no comment.
Yeah, we'll find. But I don't know. I feel like I would want to leave the South.
I think your state is on the cusp of changing the South, honestly. To start.
I think you're right on that, right?
Not Florida, by the way. Georgia is what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I'm very much aware of which one you were talking about.
It's the start. It's not a great start, but it's a start. So that's all we can hope for. You also have one of the biggest cities in the South, if not the biggest city in the South.
Yeah, it's the biggest city.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Technically, Orlando is not that big, but its surrounding area is huge.
Yeah. But I think
Because that's
Atlanta,
what
even
people-
Atlanta is not very centralized. Atlanta is very spread out.
Well, you have to because of the hills.
Well, it's just, it was a railroad town. It's one of, hey, do you know, here's a weird fact that I know. Atlanta is one of the few capitals not on a river. The reason for this is because it's a railroad town. Most other capitals were built at a time when rivers were how you transported stuff. So Atlanta is one of the few that does not have a river. At least not a large, not like a, you know, like my state's capital is on the biggest river in the state. So that's one of the
So
interesting
we're
things
fine.
about Atlanta.
That's how most big capitals and stuff will built.
Yeah.
The wanting to transport and like, we can either do it by land and make this really hard, or we can just sit by the river and just go downstream.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Atlanta's a fun place too. If you actually go exploring Atlanta, it's a cool place.
Been there.
I've been through there a couple times.
There's a place in there called Little Five Points. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun.
There are some areas that are good,
Especially
and
for
some areas-
alone.
There are some
Put it
areas
that
that are
way.
good, but then also some areas that are like rough. So it's like a half and half sometimes. But most of the city is pretty good. It's just
Yeah.
some parts can get rough, but those parts are like
It's,
those parts are like comparatively better than most other places.
the thing I found in a lot of these, New Orleans, I used to go there quite a bit when I was in the Navy in Biloxi. And we went to Bourbon Street for years. Eventually we got tired of seeing the touristy part, right? So we started like branching out, going to like, we went to the lower 9th Ward, and we ate at the soul food, I can't remember, she's a world famous soul food place. So we ate there. And these are all like rough areas of town. And I have to tell you, as long as we were friendly, you know, we rarely got accosted or anything there. It's just, a lot of it, I swear, is like blown up beyond, you know, especially just like random strangers wandering into town. I don't think you're gonna get, you know, I mean, we weren't a bunch of females out on our own or anything, but you know.
It's
I
funny
don't know.
because like the travel advice for Australia is pretty much the same as what you're saying. Like, stick to the touristy areas. The rest of New Orleans is basically just
It's not. Right by the canal is there's a fantastic food and bars, and it's like where all the locals go. Oh my god, it's so much fun. So much more fun than Bourbon.
I mean, that's where you actually get with the locals, and then you find the good places.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'd meet some locals on Bourbon, and then they would take us there, and then we just learn from there. And oh my god, people that don't speak English as a first language, don't try to talk to somebody that's a Cajun. It's like, I could barely he was talking, what was his name, John? Can't remember, but he was talking, and I was even drunk, and I could barely understand him. I was like, oh
It's
boy.
probably It's probably John, like Jean, because of the French.
Probably, yeah. We met him, and he was talking, and he had 2 teeth in his whole head. And he's a real cool guy, but boy, I couldn't understand his ass at all. But he told us where to go for good Cajun food. There's a difference in Cajun and Creole and all that stuff. New Orleans is probably, out of all the cities I've visited, I think New Orleans is my favorite, just as far as like, it's just good. Food's good. Atmosphere can be, even the touristy atmosphere is good. Get pretty decent museums. So I think that's somewhere everybody should go at least once. You don't have to go during Mardi Gras. In fact, I would advise not to go during Mardi Gras.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fun if you're drinking a shitload and
Don't remember it.
I mean, aren't they already doing Mardi Gras? It's Camp Chowder or whatever, Chatterbait,
Cancel.
right?
What?
What?
I
I'm
remember.
trying to make a joke.
Do you know something we don't know, Alon?
Well, let's
No.
put it this way: you can get from. We used to go every year during Mardi Gras because the drinking thing. But one year, I had so many beads around my neck that like I was weighed down. And you can fill in your blanks yourself for how I got those beads. Let's just say that
You
a lot of
flashed
alcohol was
everyone.
involved. Basically, I got some beads that like the beads on them were almost the size of my fist, and I just had to moon some lady, and she gave them to me.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
and
got a
by the way,
story,
you talk
but it's
about
not
cops.
appropriate for this.
Like cops there during Mardi Gras, like there's people like smoking joints, and this is New Orleans, it's not legal.
Mhm.
Just the cops ignored them, didn't give a shit. They don't care about anything except for like actual disturbances. Like they don't give a crap.
Oh yeah.
And you'll never see a crowd part as fast as when those fucking horses come through with cops on them. It's like this crowd's so freaking tight, and all of a sudden you see people start moving out of the way because those horses are trained. They don't stop. They just keep going. You're in the way. You better move. So it's a really effective way to do it. It's a lot of fun.
So you guys heard about the Sydney Mardi Gras?
No.
Oh, oh,
Ray,
God.
Ray,
No.
Ray. I think we're going.
Yeah.
oh no, no.
It's a long ass flight from where we live. I'll just give you that
So-
one.
Mardi Gras in Sydney is it's actually the Sydney gay and lesbian Mardi Gras.
Oh,
It'd still be fun.
yeah. I mean,
The best
it's
part,
yeah.
one of the best parts of Bourbon Street was the gay end. Where you
It
had the
is
most-
a lot of fun. I have quite a few gay friends, and they take us down to Mardi Gras, or they
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to go down to Mardi Gras every couple of years. It is such a fun atmosphere, but yes, yeah, it's pretty much all of the stereotypes are out and about and on full
Full display.
display, and
God, I got
Yeah.
a story.
some of it is a little bit confronting.
Yeah, you reminded
But
me
it
of
is-
New Orleans.
Were you asked? Were you asked for taking some activities, Blake?
Dude, you go down to the Mardi Gras, you expect to be propositioned at least
Yeah.
a dozen times an hour.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, I mean, they just, New Orleans, the end of New Orleans is the end of Bourbon Street, I should say. It's considered the gay district. It's got one of the best diners on it called either Clover Grill or Clever Girl, whichever one you want to call it. The shirts say it's Clover Grill, but all the shirts say Clever Girl, and it's got really good food. But
Good.
we used to go down there like at the end of the night to get waffles, right? And same thing, you'd get, guys asking, hey, you want to go in here? There's a bunch of bars down there. And you just like, no. And we were there with this one guy that was new, and he was so phobic, right? So,
Oh, okay. Yeah, and they feed off that too.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
they're not the only ones. I think it's hilarious, and I'll fuck with the gay guys and joke with them and stuff, and mess with them, and I don't care. I've never cared. I've never been one of those guys. But I knew this guy was. So we were walking down there, and some of the bars later at night get crazy. So out of the corner of my eye, they're all open bars. I see a naked dude on the fucking top of the bar, swinging his dick around, right? And I'm like, I'm like, okay,
Oh,
how am
yeah.
I going to use this?
Dude,
So what I did is I told the guy that was so phobic, I was like, hey, there's a naked lady over there in that bar over there. It was so fun. He was so mad, and they were all laughing, and it was hilarious. He also was the guy that we were down on that end, and somebody was like, a lady came up and said, "Hey, you cute," and he was talking to her and all that stuff, and he came up to me afterwards, and he was like, "Oh, I like her," and all that. I was like, "Oh, you didn't see your Adam's apple, did you?"
I thought to say, yeah. Like, how
I mean,
far
I'm sure she would have told him before, before anything happened, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, he was so freaked out. I was like, yeah, I mean, you like her, talk to her. It doesn't matter. Go with your heart. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. You might share similar interests. You don't know. Be friends with her at least.
You also might share some similar features, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, it's some of the nicest people are down there on that end of Bourbon. You couldn't ask for nicer people. And as far as big cities and Bourbon and all that, yeah. That's how my
One of the
sister.
things a lot of guys in Australia, like we tend to go into the Southeast Asian countries for holidays because it tends to be so close. Thailand is a hell of a trap.
I was
Lady
gonna
boys,
say.
yeah, lady
I
boys.
was,
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
going to say,
man.
you mean that in quite a few ways of
Yeah.
guys
right
going
back.
no expecting something else.
Don't know if you're about to be right.
I do have a story about a friend who got quite friendly
surprise.
with one of the lady boys, and
Oh.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
wasn't aware at the
Mhm.
time.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see.
Yeah, that reminds me of
Received some favors without knowing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then
So-
continued after knowing.
That reminds
Basically-
me of a horrendous news story where that happened.
We'll bring this back up for the After Dark special.
Yeah, well, I remember the
Oh,
news story where that happened, and the guy was super mad and ended up beating the girl to death.
That is
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I remember
common
seeing that.
thing, which
Yeah, that's terrifying.
which is
that
always
you would be.
if I ever had friend, I'd always say for everyone, mostly for your safety, full disclosure, stuff like that. Just so
Yeah, mainly, yeah.
nothing
It's
bad
just-
happens to that person.
I can't imagine being that upset that that would be. I mean, listen, what you do then is you just keep that shit to yourself and never tell anybody.
I mean,
Pretend it's Vegas.
Yeah.
on one end, you should always like disclose something like that,
Yes.
but you should never go that far, beating someone to death over it.
Yeah. This violence is never that. I mean, I don't want to be a cliche, but
But
to a certain extent.
but there was technically a law that if you hide something like that from someone purposefully,
Mm-hmm.
it's technically classified as rape, I believe, because if you're presenting one way and the other person believes you're this way, but you're not, and they don't find it until after, that is technically rape.
Boy, this is where you get into questions of laws skirting personal rights and making people like that feel ostracized to a certain extent. I mean, you're getting real in the weeds there, scary. Because there's already enough of that. I couldn't imagine being like that and how much you feel ostracized and terrible most of the time. Like, especially like where we live, Trace. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. So where we live, yeah.
I mean, I just wouldn't tell anybody, probably. Just go to my
You-
grave with it.
I mean, you tell the story, but you just happen to omit certain elements of the story.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even do that.
Mugglin's just like, yeah, it happened. Who gives a shit?
At this point, I've hit that age where I'm like, fuck all of you. I don't give a shit what you think. So I just do and say what I want. My family doesn't like it. I just tell them to kiss my ass and move on. I mean,
Indeed.
But I'll tell you a secret. Most of the time, your family is going to be like me and Mong are very similar. I think Abe's that way a little bit too. I think he gets to the point where especially as he gets older, he'll get to the point where he's like, "Fuck all of you, I don't care."
I had that because I had anxiety when I was young, and I overthought about what other people were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I got rid of that. I don't know how. I went to therapy, and then it just clicked away.
Yeah, and then it's like I've learned as I got older. You guys probably the same thing. Don't care what people think. Do what makes you happy. Fuck everybody else. They don't matter.
People don't matter.
Well, to a certain extent. I mean, they do, but you know what I mean. As far as like,
Grade 20.
As far as like opinions that are
well,
not.
you remember high school and
life-threatening.
all the popular kids and all that shit, and they're all like meth heads living in trailers now, and you're like, yep, see, that worked out well for you.
Well, don't
I'm sorry.
Don't project your southern ideas to my very northern school. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
My school, I've
Meth
been.
is not a southern idea, by the way. I think it's across the country.
Oh, no. Most of the people I have a friend who lives in New York, and it's all cocaine up there.
Oh, okay. Oh, he lives in he must go to a fancy part.
Yeah, that's the rich people.
She's very rich.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
But in her high society, it's cocaine.
Mm. I've tried cocaine. I mean,
Right. What
it's
were you
past the
telling us?
statute of limitations.
Okay.
I've done it once to keep drinking. That's all I did it for.
Never done.
Once was enough because I've got like a heart that's not great, and cocaine didn't help that.
I have a very bad liver, so that's why I can't drink. So
that's a shame. I drink to forget.
I'm sorry every time I hear that.
I can, but like if I need too much.
Yeah.
I haven't found a drink that I've liked so far. Granted, I've only tried drinking once.
I imagine
so.
I've pickled my liver before. I feel like
I'm
I
down.
drank so much before that I've hurt myself.
If we ever do a road trip, I would drink, but
I bet me and Lone would drink a lot more. I have a feeling, and maybe Grim, but Grim seems like a lightweight.
No,
like-
because I
seems
moved
like
up
one,
to
huh?
Sailor Jerry's now. It's like,
Oh shit, Sailor Jerry's is pretty.
well, I used to drink. Think I'm not gonna go say the name on here, but it was Rumplemints, Jaeger, and it's supposed to be 151 also, but bars don't carry 151. And of course, Rumplemints is 100 proof also.
I'm so old. This is Trace. I'm so old. Here you go. I'll give you an example. Do you know what my favorite cocktail is?
I don't know cocktails most of the time, but go.
It's
Old fashioned.
There you go.
I know that one.
Yeah, it's basically Maker's Mark, some bitters, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of orange peel in it. Generally, it varies how they make it, but yeah.
I really want to try. What's the drink that Big Lebowski he always has? White Russian.
White Russian.
White Russian,
I've
God,
always-
dairy and all that seems.
I really
White
want to try it.
Russians are dangerous as
Very
hell.
dangerous.
Really?
Yeah. There's certain drinks that sneak
They
up
are
on you real
so
fast.
good that you basically you don't realize how much booze you're actually drinking until you're like 6 deep and just about passing out.
A good on Long Island will do that too.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not doing it for the effects of it. I'm doing it because I feel like that'd probably be the drink I would like to taste because it's a coffee milk, basic one.
Yeah.
Margaritas are dangerous too.
Oh man, Kahlua is absolutely amazing.
But that's
like just Kahlua and milk on its own.
Kahlua and coffee is so good.
Well, it's like Bailey's.
Yeah, basically.
Bailey's. Oh god.
Bailey's. An Irish coffee is so good. That's what you drink when you have a hangover, by the way. That's what I drink. The next morning, you take a little bit of Bailey's, put it in your coffee, a little bit of the hair of the dog to bit you, and it makes you feel better.
That's what I was about to say.
I haven't really drank in a while. I guess since New Year's, but
Grims,
I can't wait until I can go out.
Huh?
Do you know that saying?
Which one?
The hair of the dog.
Yeah.
I've heard it. I don't know what it means.
It's for curing hangover.
Drink more alcohol in the morning.
Drink a little bit more alcohol. Like I used to before I had I got the Baileys. I used to drink. I'd wake up in the morning and I would drink whatever beer we had in the fridge when I lived with roommates. So it's just like, here's a beer. I will drink this now. Maybe it will make me feel better. And a handful of freaking Advil or Tylenol, which is not advised, but you know it worked. Or freaking ibuprofen. The military issues.
I don't get the hangovers, so lightweights.
Neither do I.
I
about
don't
to say, I
anymore.
feel like I'm getting advice from like my drunken uncles on how they drink.
The only time I used to get them when we drink a lot, but now I don't just chug drinks like that as much.
I can even drink till I'm blacked out and still no hangover.
Okay.
I've heard that it's because of dehydration it causes hangovers mainly.
So I just got this mental image. I got to get it out because you guys are gonna find it hilarious.
Mhm.
Is
King
it a
of the
blacked
Hill.
out Mongwin?
No, King of the Hill. But it's Blake, me, Ray, and Mongwin.
That'd be the guy. What's his name that talks like that?
Boomhauer.
That's me. That's me. I'm Boomhauer.
Yeah.
I think Lone would be. Oh God, I can't remember his name. It's been long since I watched King of the Hill. God, what's the dad's name?
Hank.
Hank. Yeah, you'd be
Oh.
Hank. I think Lone would be Hank.
Bobby. Hey, Bobby.
Yeah. Damn it, Bobby.
What's the dad's name?
Does that mean I'm the dude that smokes and no? Yeah. Wait a second. With the red
Boomhauer?
hat or whatever. Yeah, Boomhauer.
I'm Boomhauer, the one you can't understand.
Who's the one that smokes and stuff?
The conspiracy nut.
Yeah. I don't think I'm
Dale.
a conspiracy nut.
That's
Yeah,
Dale.
that one.
Yeah. That's probably Grim.
He wasn't invited. He's Bobby. He's Bobby. Damn it,
I'm Bobby? Why am I?
No, I
Oh,
said
Grim is Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah, that would fit. Trace is Peg.
I don't know the character, so.
The wife.
The wife.
Oh, fantastic.
Wait, what about pegging?
I can't remember the other guy.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. If we stick with the meme, I would be Peg.
Yeah,
Technically,
that's
yes.
Oh, now Ray is talking about getting pegged.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, he would be the one pegging.
Yeah.
This is good off topic. We've gone from.
This
This is off electric.
This is electric cars.
we stretched that into a whole new podcast.
No, we're already talking about drinking, so let's just talk Super Bowl. We're already here. Let's just wrap it up into this.
Oh yes.
By the way, that
I'm-
electric energy segment here was for about like 40 minutes long.
That's good.
You
We
know.
made it last. Got our money's worth.
So yeah, go ahead, Blake. I know you have some words.
I mean, I obviously followed the game quite heavily, and even though it wasn't exactly the Super Bowl that everybody wanted to see, I would have very much
what
liked
I
to have
wanted to
seen
see.
Aaron Rodgers. I would have liked to have seen Aaron Rodgers make the Super Bowl, just because it's probably going to be his last chance. But I mean, like we know Drew Brees is probably gone at the end of this year, or well, he's pretty much already said that he's gone. Tom Brady is just head and shoulders, obviously, the greatest of all time.
You're damn
As much
right.
as I hate admitting it.
Damn right.
it's
You're the best. Mm-hmm.
But you saw the game itself was very much a blowout. Like nobody expected it to go that way, and hats off to Tampa. They quite significantly outplayed the Chiefs. But yeah, it was a good game.
I was gonna say something stupid. I might still say it. I like sports ball. That's all I have indoor care. I used to have to be forced to watch football, so I don't care about it anymore.
When growing up, I basically just chose random teams from sports. Like I was an Astros fan, a Carolina Panthers fan, a Phoenix Coyotes fan in hockey. It's just random, like just choose teams based on logos and stuff. but my dad was always a hardcore Patriots fan. So I kind of just grew up liking the Patriots basically off of that too. So I've always liked Brady off of that, and so seeing him just win again was just good because
So
I care about it now, especially because I've never disliked the Bucks, but I have disliked the Rays. But the Bucks getting a Super Bowl winning team, so it's a good feeling. I like it. I like winning.
So, yeah, my thing about that is I used to be the same way where I just randomly chose, and I chose the Patriots. And what I immediately thought is just when they're in their winning streak period, like this might be the best team I've ever randomly chose to be a fan of, because it's just like they were constantly winning. I was like, well, I'm always there. So, but yeah, after that, after a certain point, I realized I don't care. I'm just so glad that we're getting soccer, like professional soccer here in the U.S. because I prefer watching that over football, personally.
I think soccer was boring in my opinion.
Well, I played it, so I like watching it for that fact.
Okay,
But-
I've played football, baseball, and I just dislike soccer in general.
I can't watch football. Or baseball might be the most boring game for me.
Baseball is the most boring, I think, overall, even over golf, and it's also, I think, the most boring sport to play because
Like-
when your team's up batting and you're not batting, it's
Sit
hell.
around.
It's literally hell.
There's some comedian
Yeah.
used to do a joke about baseball players having a gut. It's like, how often do you see other sports with players with a gut?
It literally is the most standstill sport. Tennis is the
So-
most moving sport, by the way.
I bet, yeah.
It's
You guys haven't seen a game of Australian rules football, have you? Aussie rules.
Rugby?
No,
Damn
no,
it,
no.
I was
No,
trying
those-
to ask him that.
those are different.
Aussie rules football.
No.
What's the?
It
yeah.
is.
Is it like lingerie football?
No. No.
Powder puff football?
I'm going to have to try and find this video now.
Because I know rugby is. I know you're not talking about rugby, but I know rugby is very popular in Australia, or I think it
That's
is.
what I was going to ask him.
And it is a
soccer or
very
rugby
no
that you
pads,
prefer?
freaking aggressive ass game for being what it is. I mean, they don't wear pads and they beat the shit out of each other. It seems like.
You guys are going to absolutely love.
Is it
Like
prison
you
rules?
think rugby? You think rugby is big?
Mm-hmm.
Australian rules is.
When you
Kinda
say
ridiculous.
football, you mean
Is it like
soccer?
XFL?
because don't you call soccer football?
Well, soccer is football, but basically, yeah,
Oh.
it's.
Soccer is more football than football, to be honest. Because the name makes more sense for soccer. I'm sorry, it just does.
Oh, agreed. Agreed.
I
Yeah,
agree.
A foot with
agree.
a ball. I mean, that's. I don't know why somebody went. You know what? Screw football. Let's do something else.
Pigskin.
Yeah. Egg game. That's what they should have called it.
The egg game. Adventure's egg game.
It is basically an egg shape. I think they used to play with a pig bladder, by the way. Random fact I know.
So, speaking of the Super Bowl, Blake,
Mhm.
what do you think about the guy, the streaker that bet on basically himself?
Wait, what was it? The bet on himself being broadcasted or something? What was his
He
bet?
so the story is the guy placed a prop bet on that there would be a streaker at some point in the game. Him and
The
his
said streaker.
Holy shit, that's brilliant, actually.
Did,
Oh,
did
it's basically
they,
a
did they pay out
donation.
that on that bet?
Yeah, they did.
they obviously they did, but because
That's like a
technically
boxer throwing.
the way that he sort of got around it is both him and a friend did it. He sent apparently he sent his friend out first to distract the majority of the security, then he went on and did it again. So
It still seems like a boxer betting he's going to lose the match, and then like picking the other boxer's glove up and punching himself in the face with the other guy's hand or something. It just feels wrong.
I mean, yeah, there's arguments about it's an interesting thing, but it's it's obviously going to mean that there's going to be a change in the way that those sorts of prop bets are placed.
Mm-hmm.
But
Kind of like the Gatorade. What Gatorade color are they going to use?
well, what color Gatorade are they going to dump on the coach's head? Over and under on how long the national anthem is going to be. The color of the outfit that the halftime performer wears. All of these sorts of bets are fun.
Which, by the way, the weekend, his getting like him feeling lost as he was moving around in the little mural maze. Was my
That
favorite
was
meme.
very disorienting, but
Also, the way my dad always talks, if the performer is not a rock band, my dad will get up and leave the room,
He missed Left Shark then.
and then he always will say something like negative about them, of like, oh yeah, the music sucks or whatever. When literally me, my mom, and my grandma was like, yeah, that was actually pretty good. You did pretty good. It was not like an embarrassing performance like some people have put on. Like that was actually like, a pretty decent one.
Ray, were you talking about JJ?
No, talking about Left Shark.
You don't
Kate
know
Carroll.
what
Okay.
it is?
I was thinking Janet Jackson or Boo.
Oh, nipple
I
slap.
didn't know if you were trying
Just-
to hint towards that.
No, I was talking about Left Shark. Yeah,
Left
that
Shark
was.
was from Katy Perry.
Yeah.
It's also Ben.
5, 6,
Oh, yeah.
no, Muggle. Actually, I had my profile picture on
I have
Steam
a slight
for,
interruption.
a you.
Sorry.
Oh.
2 wheat or oats.
Wheat on one, oats on the other.
Okay.
Wow, can't believe.
So I mean, that's basically ruined my train of thought.
So that's fine. Oh, let's talk about the ads. I think we talked about the game. We can talk about the other aspect of the Super Bowl, which is the ad storm. Did anyone have any standout ads in their opinion?
I didn't really watch the game.
Didn't
So
watch any of it.
I did
Okay.
see the halftime.
I saw
Like-
the Paramount ad and I
Yes.
didn't mind it.
No, the
Well,
only
Jordan-
thing I saw in-
Paramount ad or ads? There were multiple of
Yeah,
them.
I've only
multiple
seen the
Paramount.
one where he's on top of the mountain or whatever that I saw it after because I didn't watch the game.
Okay.
Where Patrick Stewart's on the mountain, they all come up and then SpongeBob's
Oh.
in the freaking thing. It's the craziest shit.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
I did see that one.
Yeah,
Well-
they were doing those ads pretty much for the entirety of the game.
I know Bud Light probably had an ad,
Yeah, it's awful.
but I thought Anheuser-Busch itself was not going to have an ad.
Yeah,
The-
no,
Bud
Budweiser
Light.
did not did.
Bud Light had
Yeah.
terrible ad.
Not
like,
did.
They've gone so down with their ads. They used to have pretty Bud in general used to have pretty good ads,
Yeah.
but that was really trash.
I think Anheuser-Busch used to do the Clydesdales all the time. And I think
Yeah,
they said
yeah. Those
this
were fun.
time they're not going to do an ad like they usually do. They reinvested that into vaccine awareness and that kind of stuff, which I thought was pretty interesting. Nice to see.
Let's say.
Big companies say stuff like that.
Yeah, Paramount had pretty good ones. They had one of the Paramount ones, which was the Beavis and Butthead, where they were trying to go across a canyon, and I forget who said it, but they were like, "Oh no, there's a crack in the wind." Like, crack. Crack.
God, Beavis and Butthead. I haven't thought about them in years.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in going to Paramount, trying to look at those shows because Beavis and Butthead are going to be on their service because they read the show about like 8 years ago. They brought it back for another season. It was
So
not
I've
bad.
got CBS All Access, and it's going to basically turn into Paramount. The only reason I have it is because of the Stand and the other stuff I've been watching.
But another good one was the Amazon one with I forget his name.
B. Jordan, whatever.
Yes, Jordan.
Yeah, I saw that one where he's like the
yeah.
voice.
I
What's his
love
Tyson B. Jordan? I can't remember. Something B.
No,
Jordan is his name.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. That's
Michael
it.
B. Jordan. He what if we gave Alexa what did she say, sexy body? I think was, like
Like
the
the
body-
wife keep.
Like I can't think of a more perfect vessel.
perfect vessel. There we go.
Yeah.
And she
And
thought
the
of
wife is. I saw that video. And she's like, turn on the the bathtub or the hot tub or something like that.
Well, they cut it.
And the husband's going, no, don't do
No,
that.
there were two versions of it. They had the longer one, which premiered during the Super Bowl. Then right after, then they had like a cut version that was going. But the first one had like a few other like scenes in it, and it was what were they doing? I think one of them was like, he was like, can you turn off the light? And Michael B. Jordan was like, yeah, sure. He takes off his shirt and puts it on the lamp to turn it out. And the husband walks by. He's like, "No, shirt on. Put shirt on."
How much do you think they paid him for that?
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
I would say
think
quite a
they
bit, but probably not like.
Well,
Not.
I don't think they would have paid him as much as what you thought, because there was also advertising for his upcoming show on Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's true.
In that as well.
They've already paid him, is what you're saying.
I think it was a decent amount, but again, I don't think it was like huge as much.
Yeah, they've already
compared
paid him through
to-
the movie or show.
They had a commercial with a few celebrities, but the whole joke of the commercial was they were all lookalikes, but they had the celebrities like
Yeah, I did see
say
that as well.
lines.
What was
but-
that? What was this?
It was some. Let me look up celebrity lookalike commercial. Celebrity commercial. Super Bowl look. That was it was a good one. Let me think of who it was. Oh, Michelob Ultra. That's what it was. Michelob Ultra. They had let me think of who it was. It was Sylvester Stallone. Oh, Falcon. Who's Falcon Ray? The actor.
Anthony Mackie.
That's it. Yeah.
No.
You mean Hawkeye?
The Falcon is the guy with the giant wings.
Yes. Hawkeye is the guy with the arrows.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy. What's
No, it was Anthony Mackie. That's the actor.
hold on. I can't remember. I'm looking up his IMDb. I'm pretty sure this guy thought he was.
Like just said it was him.
Was it? Oh no, it's the guy who plays War Machine.
Cheadle.
Don
Don Cheadle.
Cheadle.
Don
That's it.
Cheadle.
Don Cheadle.
We used to be played by. He plays Rhodes. He used to be Cuba Good.
Yeah,
What was it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't him.
No,
it was
it was what's his the other guy?
the one that played out in the Hard Out Here for a Pimp. What's
Yeah. But he wanted too much money the next time, so they just replaced him.
Oh, that's right. It was Sylvester Stallone, Usher, Maluma, Megan Fox, Lucy Liu, Serena Williams, Don Cheadle, and his voiceover. It was narrated by Christopher Walken, but
Oh
then
my
they
God.
showed at the end it wasn't Christopher Walken. It was just some guy doing Christopher Walken voice. But it was the whole gist of the commercial was don't believe everything you see because it was all like lookalikes, and they would show like angles and stuff that made them look like they were. But then they like halfway through they went back and looked at the scenes and were like, oh, it was like front on face of like that person. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not that person. But they got all the people to speak lines because it was definitely the voices, except for Christopher Walken impersonator at the end. But that was pretty good. There was one more which was okay. It was the Doritos.
The 3D Doritos one. Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. I thought
McConaughey,
it was okay until it got to the end where he
Yeah.
the whole part of it is saying that without Doritos 3D nachos he felt flat in his life or whatever, and so it was just Matthew McConaughey as like a piece of paper, so he's like
Sort of
blowing,
like virtually a cardboard cutout of Matthew McConaughey.
he was like blowing in the wind and like just getting like trampled on and stuff like that, but then he goes to a vending machine and sees the 3D.
Eats the 3D Doritos and then gets stuck in the vending machine.
He slips in because he's people, and then once he eats them, he like goes back to himself and he gets stuck, which is a good little thing. Even though the 3D nachos look like shit, like they look disgusting, because basically think of like the Dorito like triangle, but think of it like a mozzarella stick almost. Well, it's like cheesy
not.
inside. But
It's cheesy inside.
Yeah, with a good cheesy inside with like a Dorito like crumble instead of like breading.
They've had 3D Doritos before,
Yeah.
Really?
back in the
Mhm.
90s.
Oh yeah.
They were a little poppable, though. They were smaller. the way
So
you
Matthew
described it
McConaughey is
earlier.
not selling Lincolns anymore.
Yeah, he's selling Doritos.
He used to be the
Um,
Lincoln guy for
Chili
the longest
cheese
time.
and crunchy
Right.
spicy ranch.
Ray. I think he owns his own dispensary with Snoop Dogg.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well,
But
no, he's a teacher down in Texas, so who knows?
that's all I have
He's
to
a
say on that.
teacher.
You didn't know that?
No.
He was teaching at Texas A&M, or not Texas A&M, Grimm's.
The fuck
Wake
is
up.
Matthew McConaughey teaching?
He doesn't teach at Grimm's.
No, but you're from Texas.
Like
You're supposed
film?
to be our correspondent down there.
Was he teaching film?
Texas Longhorns. That's who it was. He was
That's
a drama
Texas
teacher.
Tech.
That's right. I saw a guy who
You mean the one in
impersonates-
Austin?
I don't need the help anymore, Blake.
There was a guy who impersonates Joel Osteen.
are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Has anyone see that video of the guy who impersonates Joel Osteen and goes around to
Wait,
his,
no, I'm not sure. Sorry.
if
something
he
like-
goes around to went to his church and he basically his gist is he goes there, acts like him, but doesn't say he's Joel Osteen, and sees how many people like try to get pictures and stuff.
Mm.
'Cause legally he doesn't want to get in trouble by saying that he is, but he'll just do stuff like that. But he also kind of looks like McConaughey somewhat, so he went to a Texans game, and not Texans, Longhorn game
Mm-hmm.
as McConaughey, and a few people thought he was. And I guess that makes sense now when I think about it, because I didn't know why he would be so recognizable. Well, not recognizable. but
Didn't he
he'd-
go to that school? I think he went to that school too. He's from
most,
Texas.
I mean, most likely if he's teaching there now and he has such a strong.
I
connection to
assume
them.
he's teaching acting or film.
Yeah. Drama, I think.
The man, did you see what's the fuck was that movie? He lost all that weight. That was crazy. Oh, he's
Castaway?
played an AIDS survivor. No.
Philadelphia. I'm just being.
Okay, Philadelphia was Tom Hanks.
I know.
Did it?
Both of them were Tom Hanks. Thank you.
I didn't hear the first one.
Castaway.
Cowboy something. Grim should know. That's his man. He's from his state, so it's automatically Grim's
It's
person.
his man. But Ray, you want to get into your weekly recap? You ready?
WandaVision was good this time.
It was more than good. It's finally happened.
No fucking. Hold on. If you haven't seen WandaVision, or if you're not caught up on your weekly show that we do, okay, go ahead.
That's why I didn't say anything. I let
That's
you do
all I
that.
was
Go.
going to say.
Go.
I want to
No,
go
say it.
in depth in there.
No.
We'll go in depth. They recast her brother.
What?
So they,
He's back.
He's
He's
back
back.
and he's recasted.
That's
And
like
it
the whole
finally
show, though.
happened.
Trace, it's like this is her freaking out and bringing back people that are dead. Basically, is what it feels like. It might have a weird twist in the next episode. Who knows?
I have strong
Mhm.
goals. I think it's shitty, personally.
Yeah, but
But the whole point is, I don't think it's supposed to be a little off. That's the whole
Yeah.
point.
I'm
It's not
aware.
supposed to be right because it's like she's the one making it feel like a sitcom. So the like recasting of her brother feels like something they would do on a sitcom, and it's even mentioned in there.
it's mentioned as a recast.
Yeah.
I know.
So
but
it's not like they're trying to replace him. I think this actually he'll probably end with this show because none of it's real as far as
Yeah,
I can
I know.
tell.
If I hope it, yeah, it should, because otherwise it's just some.
It will. I don't
That'll-
see how she can't because Vision's not alive either, and he's in the show, and he can't be brought back. He's
Right.
dead. He's dead.
Right, I know, but it's just
Yeah, but
But
there's
she's got his body. But did she go? Where did? If she can get, is that
She went-
Vision's actual body?
remember they showed the surveillance tape
Yeah.
of her going into Sword and
So
Taking
is
his
her
body.
Is that why her brother is recast? Because she doesn't have his body, maybe.
you
possible.
Don't, you don't know that, but I mean, it's in
That
a way,
sounds- Yeah.
it's the only way they could start bringing in the others.
Yeah, I wonder if she's gonna try and bring in the other dead one.
Okay,
Black
well,
Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow.
we can kind of get talking a little bit about this, Ray. I don't know much about the Morpheus or Morbius. What is it, Morpheus? Morbius?
I don't think I know much about it either, unless I
Okay.
I don't know what
know
you're
the
talking about.
context.
Well, from one thing I was reading about, the talk is on the twins. That's how they can bring Morpheus or whatever fairly
Oh,
you're playing.
but here's the question: is the twins just? So that's the thing, is that before this, they were talking about it, and she could never really change reality, right? She could affect anything that was already physical with her powers, but
Mhm.
it's like this has broken something inside of her and snapped something in her brain, the losing of vision and all of that.
Well, I mean,
and-
that's the reason why they called it WandaVision.
Yeah, well,
She's
that's
not called Scarlet Witch.
yeah, it's a double meaning, Wanda and Vision, and then Wanda Vision, as in like her view of things.
Well,
It's
I
a
meant
double
just
meaning thing.
Wanda.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, so now she can affect reality and like hold this whole town hostage, basically.
Well, I mean,
Or
she
do you
could've-
think something's happening that we don't know about yet?
there's
why
a lot of
she's
things
doing
we
this?
don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Yeah, it's still very open as to where everything actually sort of falls, but
Yeah. It's very interesting because this all ties into the next Doctor Strange movie, from what I understand. So.
Oh yeah,
should be
isn't she in
interesting.
it? She's in the next one.
Yes. Yeah, there's a few. That's where they do a lot of Spider-Man and crossing and all that kind of stuff. Different Spider-Man, different. And there's where you can get, and they might mix in some X-Men probably, because it's going to be what is it?
well,
Multiverse of
technically
Madness?
that was an X-Men character.
Yeah.
So
But I'm talking about the movies Multiverse of Madness. You remember Disney with acquiring Fox? I guess they got X-Men along with the deal mainly.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So they're gonna start slowly tying those in. God, I hope they don't ever recast Logan.
Well, supposedly we'll find out here in just a little bit over a month. There's rumors something about Wolverine in the Falcon.
Well, Hugh Jackman's already said he's done.
Yeah, but look how long
Right.
they kept with the Mandalorian. How they kept Luke quiet. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but
Disney has its.
I have a feeling they can't offer him enough money because the last movie he did effectively killed that character, right?
And also set up for a whole new series for
Yeah,
the daughter.
but that yeah, which they never capitalized on, which I don't understand. Or if they are capitalizing on, we don't know anything about it. Unless she's going to be his replacement, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think that he should stay dead. That was probably weird.
Wow.
As much as a Marvel fan as I am, I know it sounds horrible.
spoiler.
Logan. Yeah. Well, there you go. How old is that movie now?
What movie?
Logan.
Origins. Oh yeah, it
No,
was
Logan. Yeah, Logan. As much as of a huge Marvel fan as I am, Logan has probably been my favorite superhero movie ever.
That was
As much as I'm a huge Captain America fan and all that, just that whole storyline was so good.
What about
yeah,
Origins? Do
suspenseful.
you like that one?
Yeah,
No.
I don't hate. Well, okay, I
didn't
hate
like the
the
Deadpool in
last
that one.
X-Men, but Origin was okay. I mean, I never hated any of
What
the.
when he was in Japan.
That was
that
X-Men,
Origin?
or that's
That's Logan.
Wolverine.
No, that wasn't Logan.
That
That
was
was Wolverine something.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that
was
was
one
Origins,
before.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, what? No, Origins was the where it told the story, right?
Yeah, that's
No,
at-
that wasn't in Japan. That was one after that one that was Japan.
No, he's talking about where the he was there during the bombing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the same movie. That was not the Origin. Origin's a different one. That's got the really bad Deadpool in it.
Yeah.
Origin does. But Deadpool's another one of my favorites. As much as I like
Hey.
Captain America and all that, and I love Captain America as a comic book character, but it's like funny is Deadpool, serious as Logan. And it's funny because those two go to hand together
Yeah,
because they're
yeah.
like, Yeah.
Well, Deadpool only has his powers because of Logan.
yeah. So, all right, we're done with the superhero talk, Trace. I think.
No, that's fine. I've been reading something.
Have you seen? I know you don't care about Marvel. Have you seen Logan or any of that?
I've seen Logan. I can't remember
That's-
most of it, but I've seen it. Yeah.
Really good movie.
Sort
That's
of
a
it.
really good. I thought it was a really good way to end that kind of character.
Before we sort of move on, have you guys seen the previews for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yep, it's who's
No, I
going to carry
haven't.
the shield. That's what it's basically come down to. Is it going to be Bucky or is it going to be the Falcon?
Please be the Falcon.
They're both going to hold
It
it at the same time.
looks-
In
Gonna
the
be
comic
It
US
looks
books,
like
it
it's going to
was
be pretty
Bucky.
funny.
U.S. agent.
In the comic books, it was Bucky. Oh, I hate to ruin that for anybody.
Wow.
I just don't like Bucky as a
I
character.
like Bucky. I like him. He's got
Then
tortured
again, the
past.
only part of Bucky I know is when he was evil.
Oh
I
yeah,
haven't
he
seen
got.
anything from when he was an evil.
But see, that adds to me. That adds layers to a character having a
I just think
history
he's-
like that.
I think his kill was lame, in my opinion.
I
I
mean,
think they could capitalize him on him more. I think they didn't use him enough. I think they used him in Winter Soldier and like, okay, that's good. And then he just kind of showed up every once in a while. I was like, dude, he's got such good backstory. They ought to use it, you know, with the whole being an agent that was brainwashed and all. That's all like really good story to me. That's not used. Which is a problem I have with a lot of the Marvel films. Is like,
I feel like I've seen that too many times, in my opinion. But I mean, it's my opinion.
genetically modified Russian agents that have robotic. Well, not.
No,
well, actually,
no.
that he was Russian agent that turned into a Hydra agent.
No. Good guy. The guy's actually good, but bad. It's not interesting to me personally. Again, I haven't.
That's
Watch.
bad. You mean like somebody has ghosts in their past? Because that's
No,
the main
it's-
thing. He's not bad currently.
Yeah, I know he's not bad currently. I'm just saying the flippy flop. Well, they're just like, oh, he's actually good, but now he's bad, but he's under control, but now he's good again. It's just, I don't know.
Well, that's not when I say. I mean like how he deals with his ghost is how I think would be a good
I just
character arc and
don't
story
get.
for him.
There's nothing that draws me to like him. It's just there's literally nothing, in my opinion. Then again, I haven't seen a movie that he's in for like, I don't know, at least 6 years. So.
Yeah, that's what I said. They kind of like he kind of showed up a little bit here and there, but it's not really. If not,
Yeah.
that's why I said that. I think maybe this will be a good start for him. And this is like a whole new dream. I just think that they could. Hopefully, they bring in. As much as I liked the last group of Marvel movies and they were good, I would like them now to take this to explore it even more. You know, the backstories and these people's ghosts that they have to live with, and you know, instead of like, "Ooh, we're all superheroes, we're all kicking ass." Like the Punisher is a fantastic superhero because of who he is,
Mm-hmm.
but he's never had a really good movie.
Well, the Punisher will forever be tainted by how many people I see wearing Punisher shirts.
Yeah, and having probably no idea what the hell they're wearing.
Yes.
I don't know who that is. I've never heard of him.
He's one of those, like Trey said, but he's a straight up just fucking asshole is what he is. He's a superhero, but he's a
Is he like an anti-hero like Deadpool?
sort of, but he's not as nice and jokingly as Deadpool. He's
He's a-
kind of, I don't give a
he's a-
shit.
Quite literally just an asshole.
Yes.
He's quite
He
literally.
just happens to do good most of the time.
I
Sort
see
of good.
My superpower is my fucking mouth is an asshole.
Yeah. I think in the comic book, doesn't he have something where he doesn't feel pain or something? And that's how he can do. I think something like that. Hmm?
I thought that was one of his powers was.
Yeah, something happened to him where it like deadened his nerves or something, or he didn't feel.
So, have you seen the Netflix series for that?
Mm-mm. Is he
No.
good?
I liked it. I mean, I don't remember the actor's name. Hold on.
I've heard it was. That's like some of the other. I need to get into some of those series because I've heard some of them are good. You just gotta pick through.
I don't. To be honest, I thought it was really good. Hold on.
guys.
You could cut out.
Hmm.
Joanna. Just
I'm,
cut
I'm
out.
trying to find the cast. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay,
There's
while
a big
you're
old
doing
delay.
that,
John
pretty much
Berthel. I don't know if y'all know who that is. I've seen him in movies before.
Never heard of him, in my opinion. Like, I've never heard his name and recognized. So,
I'm never good with names, so I could probably recognize him.
Hold on.
But
I
yeah,
got it.
not a name generally.
his name doesn't ring anything to me.
I believe he played in The Walking Dead too.
Yeah, he did. That was what's his face's friend at the beginning.
Rick.
That was Rick's cop buddy.
Shane Walsh, he played that character.
Never
I'm
got
not
into
a-
Walking Dead.
I've never watched Walking Dead.
This
I
y'all
know a lot of people
suck.
that love it, but yeah.
Really funny compared to my dad is going through it. He's watching all of that season. I mean, I think he's already caught up because he's watching the new season and all the spin-offs. But it's very funny because I feel like I should, just because I'm quite literally 15 minutes away from the town that's filmed in. It has a whole museum and stuff.
Mhm.
Plus, if I ever wanted to get a job in film, that's one of the areas I would go to. Would be that town. So I feel like I should know a little bit about that show.
I just
He
never
also
cared
played-
about it.
More than surface level.
He also played Brad in The Wolf of Wall Street.
I want to watch that. I have not seen that at all, but I've been meaning to. It's just when it came out, I was too young.
The only thing I can remember from that movie was just the sniffing scene.
Oh, what?
Do I want to know? Is it safe, Malone?
I mean, he sniffed coke out of somebody's butthole.
Okay. It's not.
He
It's
has
not.
done
Was it her
voiceovers in-
actual butthole or like around the butthole? I don't remember this.
They just
He
showed
used a
it.
straw and stuck it in. Never mind.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, there's a difference there.
They just showed it on. They showed their faces. They didn't show anything. I mean, it was.
Sorry, it reminded me of that meme joke image of like when a friend gives you a water bottle that you've known for 20 years and you're like drinking out of it like away from your mouth. And it's like the girl you met at the club 5 hours ago and you're like all up in there. Sorry, just reminded me of that.
I don't remember him. The
Nice haircut.
it just seems like military, like just a military grade crew cut.
Oh, I mean, Punisher is the character, isn't it? Ex-military.
I think so. If I
I mean,
remember right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's all it is. Speaking
So
of,
have you guys watched that video that I showed you of Australian rules football?
No.
No.
No, we're all streaming and recording, so it would show up. Well,
I'm
not all
lazy.
of us, but
I
some
already
of
known
us
of it, Blake, but they didn't know.
Ah.
So
If you guys think rugby players are crazy, Australian rules football players are insane.
So it's basically prison rules.
Prison wallet.
That wallet rules.
Oh, Grim, always.
I have
That
something
guy,
about
he's so
This is-
funny.
This is why you're Bobby Grims.
Wow.
Mm.
Well, let's say for our last topic, this might be a decent segue of good characters we like, just because of us talking about Punisher. Not sure if you guys like him, but I had a topic of who is your favorite video game character of all time. Doesn't have to be recent. Just of who can you remember the most, or which is
I
a
get
character
it.
that taught you something important, or you just like the game, and that character was just cool.
I got an easy one. For me, at least, it's Gordon Freeman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love it. I love Half-Life. That's how I got started.
Gordon Freeman.
That'll be.
Half-Life,
too.
Half-Life 2, Blue Shift.
I never finished my Half-Life playthrough.
Played them all.
I got
Super
stuck
fun.
on something, and I just didn't kill it.
I loved Half-Life. I suck at it. I'm not great at it anymore. I've lost all the knack I used to have for it. But yeah, I love
If-
Half-Life.
I wish I could play it. For some reason, that's the only game that's first person like that that actually makes me nauseous.
if I ever got my VR set up again, and then have money, I would buy Half-Life Alex and play it.
Yeah, I want to play Alex.
I
It's supposed
love
to be
Alex.
the
I
successor.
love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Not knowing anything of Half-Life, but I just wanted to play it.
See,
Yeah,
I
I
played
love
all the
this-
Half-Lives originally. I just can't play them anymore.
The first time you play, for me at least, the first time you play like Half-Life when it came out, first time I played, I was like, oh, this is a great story. Graphics are god awful now. Look back on it, but at the time they were great, you know.
When I was
And then
playing it,
Half-Life 2 is, I think Half-Life 2 still kind of holds up. I mean,
even when I was playing it for the first time, and that was like a year ago. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know the graphics aren't great, but like I still appreciate it. Like I still feel
Yeah.
really cool because I've never played a game like that old, because most of my games when I started playing, or PS1, PS2 era, like that was like the first games I played, and they didn't have like bad graphics. Most of the games I had, that's maybe Half-Life is maybe one of the worst. On a technical scale, it's probably one of the worst graphics, but I still really liked it. It had such a cool retro feeling.
what's
But I can't
Project
play
Mesa or something is supposed to be the fan made
Black
one that's
Mesa.
supposed to be good. Black Mesa,
Black
yeah.
Mesa.
I heard it's good actually.
Yes, it is. I've played that.
Sorry, Margo. No, you. Go ahead.
What?
I thought you were saying something.
No.
He's
Okay,
probably
sorry.
eating more chips.
Very
Sorry,
loud.
I heard your mic up, and I just thought you wanted to talk on that. But no, I can't play a lot of old games, but Half-Life seemed pretty cool. Like it was like the graphics were good enough that I didn't feel bad. But
Or like
I'm
the
very like,
agent in it, in the no reason form. That was really cool. That was something that what's his name? What they call him? G-Man. And like there was never any like you would just see him, you'd be playing the game and you'd just see him over there. And at the end it's just like, what the hell? It just never, I don't know. The way they didn't like make that too big of a deal of that was kind of cool, I thought. So maybe Gordon Freeman and G-Man. So
I am kind of like I don't want to say anti-retro, but I can't play old games.
some games deserve to stay in the past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some games.
You ready for my guy?
Is it
Duke.
what's the one? Oregon Trail. Oh, Duke Nukem.
Duke.
Yeah, Duke Nukem I played quite a bit of. Yeah.
I saw an article like no, actually maybe it was a Twitter post or something, but someone was complaining about Duke Nukem, what a ruined character because of all the stuff he said. We can't enjoy his games anymore. I'm like, who gives a shit? It's literally a fictional.
Mhm.
Well, you could enjoy it with the filter of this was done in a time when, you know.
He's a fictional character. It's not a real person saying. It's not like a actor or something saying this and something, or you know, the real person actually saying it's a character. Just he's gonna say whatever bullshit. It's part of the character. You know, I've never played Duke Nukem, but I know. Basically, I should know about what he's gonna say and stuff like that.
You've never played? I guess that makes sense.
Wouldn't
like
that
you
be
said,
one
it
of
was
the
the older
first
game.
games that you could actually go piss in?
Yeah, probably.
Uh,
Duke Nukem 3D or whatever it was called.
The first game that I could have, I can't remember actually pissing anything is Death Stranding. 'Cause I don't think I've played a game where you could actively piss. No, sorry, I guess The Sims, technically.
But are you doing it? Or is the sim doing
Oh,
it?
you can tell your sim to piss.
Yeah, it's not quite the same as doing it yourself.
Oh,
you
Duke
know?
Nukem isn't pissing. You're telling Duke Nukem to piss.
But like,
Yeah, but you're still walking
like in
into
first person,
the
looking
urinal,
down at
too.
it, you know.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I'm just saying, I've never issued a piss command until
What a statement.
But
Never issued a piss command.
yeah. Gotta make sure when it's okay to piss. I'd say that Duke's probably a good one. Anyone else have a kill crawl they wanted to show and tell?
I would say probably Ezio from Assassin's Creed 2.
I love him.
Ooh.
He's in more than
That
just.
was a very good. Yeah,
It's a
he was
game
the
series
main.
I feel like I missed out
Yeah.
on. I've never played it.
Wasn't he
It was
in?
a lot of fun. It was
Uh,
challenging to the point where it was good, but when you were able to do some of the stuff, it's a very well designed game. Good game. But Ezio was introduced in Assassin's Creed 2 and was in 3 as well, was he?
yeah, he was. No, he was in Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations, and
Yep.
then he made 3. Apparently, those 2 are not another. Don't get me. That's the thing that annoys me. That when they make
Yeah,
games,
that was
and then they
sequels.
go, yeah, it was a sequel, 2 sequels to a sequel of a game.
Hmm.
I'm
glad they stopped with the numbers, though.
I think the last Assassin's Creed I played was the Revolution. What was it called? Assassin's Creed. It was the Revolutionary War one. I can't remember.
There wasn't one. There was one during
Black Flag.
May have been.
Either no,
There
what
was-
was it on?
Maybe Black Flag was the last one, but I didn't think I finished it. But I finished the one before it. It was PlayStation 3, I believe.
What were you? A man or a woman?
You were a man. You actually, believe you were a Native American.
You were. That's Assassin's Creed 3, one of the worst ones ever.
Okay,
By
3.
a lot of people's standards, it's the worst. I liked it, but apparently a lot of people didn't like it.
Right, but I haven't played Assassin's Creed since then. So like Valhalla, the Egyptian one, I have not played any of those. The
Odyssey
Greek
or
one,
Yep, those are the 2 I just named. Then there's
Yeah.
Rogue. Then there's
Black Flag.
Black Flag.
okay, I think I might have played Black Flag. I do remember the pirate one because it was in charge of a ship.
There was what was this one?
But that was the absolute last
There's
one.
3 that I say should not exist. They're the Assassin's Creed Chronicles. They're side scrollers. They were not fun in my opinion.
I believe Syndicate had a
No,
lot
the
of issues.
it was
on
it's
launch.
quite a good franchise. Like there has been a couple of missteps, but overall, the franchise itself is actually very good.
Yes, as someone who owns almost all of them, yes.
Anyone else have a good kill rule?
I'm trying to think of a good one, but I can't think of any.
Abe, Grim, Mon.
It's hard.
I don't
Yeah.
think I got anything.
Yeah. I'd say I have one.
I
It's
can
not
say
my
one that's a
favorite,
joke.
but
I can say one that's a
super-
joke.
Sure. If you want to have one that meant something, like, I just want what is a character that meant something to you? But if
Okay,
you would,
this one's a joke one. Steve.
Minecraft Steve.
Uh-huh.
no, that's acceptable.
I guess he was an important character in the
Yeah,
long run.
because he's technically is a character, even though he's not really a character.
I imagine there is someone out there who has their Minecraft name of Steve.
I imagine there's a lot more than just one person as their Minecraft name is Steve.
No, but of just the plain Steve, without any numbers.
Probably a dev. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
It's probably a dev account. I feel like Minecraft's meant a lot.
The only name I can come up with is Commander Shepard from.
Oh, that's another good one.
I've heard a lot about Mass Effect, but I never was really.
The thing that's
The
annoying.
original, the original 3.
I like the new one too. The new one's not bad.
Andromeda.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It bloody fucking sucks.
I thought I heard a lot of things about Andromeda sucking.
I've played all of them and I like them all. the thing I'm annoyed is on the PC, since they announced the legendary, like the remastered editions, you can't play the second game anymore. All the DLCs no longer work, so the whole second game is just broken.
No.
I'm telling you from my experience, you can't. It will not register the DLC. It says it
I played it last night.
with every single DLC,
Yup.
all like 40 of them.
Yup.
Don't know how you did that, because whenever I do it, it says it's missing a cache file.
I don't know what to tell you. I played it last night. All missions, everything.
I wish I could figure out how to get it to work, because I have a character on there that I'm trying to transfer to the third game. Well, it can't transfer because I can't transfer it without loading that game up.
Abe Dream.
I said I really don't have any.
Not even a character that even stands out. Not even maybe just a favorite, but one that you just.
I mean, sometimes
Link.
I most played stuff that was like a random character, but
Grim, did you say Link?
He did.
I said
I was
Link.
wondering when the Nintendo would come out.
Red.
19. Never mind.
That's not even right for Nintendo. That's not right. It was in 1800. They started as a card company.
Yep.
Console. But yeah, I mean, I've never played actually any Zelda games. I still haven't played Breath of the Wild.
Me either.
Never really.
I'm
got
surprised
interested
no one
in it.
heard the character I mentioned.
Red
Well,
is in red versus blue.
Yeah, he said red
Yeah,
from
but
like
no.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I just want to know if anyone actually.
Okay, I thought you still said Steve. I didn't know you said red. I don't know red.
That's
There's
another
red, blue, and
series
green.
that's lost on me.
Pokemon's forever like gonna be a good game, even though Green Freak is shitting the bed.
What's happening?
The Sword and Shield was just not good.
I've heard people say that, and then I've heard people recently say they've gone back to it and they don't think it's as bad as they
It's
thought it was initially.
put it this way. I feel like they could have just polished the game a lot more. They could have handled things a lot more. I don't think it's as bad, but I don't think it was a good game that we should be excited for if they continue down this path. It's a worrying trend, but it's not a catastrophe. It's just not objectively great. Like compared to what they can do,
Not a
they
good
are,
precedent.
yes, it's just not a good sign of because we know what they can do. They just chose not to go down that path.
Did you play the Let's Go games?
Yes, I
I like those actually more than Sword and
Yeah.
Shield.
I
Because
dislike those a lot.
I like
Woof, thank you for the sub.
I did not like the old style. I
No,
didn't
it's
like
not
I'll
because of
put it this
rest.
way: I kind of have to like them. I spent $200 on them.
I didn't like the captural thing system. I didn't like having to
It was
basically.
it was Pokemon Go on console.
I didn't like having my handheld of having to have the Eevee or Pikachu. I didn't like just any of that.
I had both of them, and I bought them with the Pokeball, so it was $200. I will say I regret that horribly.
I'm trying to think because like the Kyoto, because the Kyoto I want to say isn't my favorite Kyoto, but it's a very memorable one. But maybe to guess my favorite Kyoto is Crash. I have to put like Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot. Now that's a good
No,
one.
even though I haven't played any of the games that re-release or the new one that came out.
Mhm.
Mostly because I never had the money and I just don't really care to buy them anyway.
I have a
But
question.
growing up as a kid and playing the first few, playing the racing games, playing the party games that came out with Crash, it meant a lot to me. I think he was basically the Kyoko that got me into playing games. So I think just overall, he's my favorite Kyoko. But I just want to give a special side note to the Kyoko of like recently, I never played the game. I saw people play the game. Like I was on the couch of my roommates playing this game, what is the character that I use as my avatar right now of Uncle Death. He comes from a PS3, PS4, maybe it's a PS4 game called Let It Die. And he is like very much a side character in that game who just comes up. He's like the what do you call a character that pops in time to time to like teach the player character about stuff.
Annoying.
Like a tutorial.
Sorry,
Not tutorial. But
Recurring NPC.
only reason I said annoying is I thought of the owl.
He comes in and it's like, oh hey, you can do this, and then shows you this and goes goodbye. Like leaves, or he comes in for like story parts mainly, but he's not like nothing.
Companion?
Is
I
he
guess.
is he like the paperclip on the old Microsoft Word?
No, he's not.
He's
If
not
that
like
paperclip
Flippy?
had a name, I cannot
Flippy.
remember it.
Flippy. He's
How
not
can you not
Flippy,
remember
that's
his
it.
name?
No, he's not a tutorial guy. He's just like
He's
oh,
an
hey.
American hero.
He's like, oh hey, you can do this now because you finished. He won't be like, oh, you finished this chapter.
Your
This.
teacher?
He just comes. Yeah, I guess not. He's not a teacher. You don't get handheld by him. He basically he's in the game. He's just like an entity that pops in.
Would that
just,
be like the
Ability
antagonist?
I don't want to say he's like a godlike character, but he's just like a very like comes in, does whatever he wants, and then just leaves. But his actor is Swedish, but he's doing a very stereotypical have you okay, I know 2 and Blake, the way Octane sounds in Apex Legends.
Yes.
Where he's
Yeah.
very thick, like how would you call that accent?
It sounds almost Latin.
Yeah.
It's like I want to say
Middle.
Latin American.
but he's like still kind of brilly with it. Yeah, but he's a Swedish dude, but that's like the voice actor was Swedish and he's doing that. And I always thought his voice was kind of goofy, and I always liked it.
Spyro's another good one, by the way.
Spyro.
Spyro, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
I don't know. Do you like it because of the kill? Do you like Spyro because of his character, or do you like just the game Spyro?
Spyro,
I
the
like his
character's
character, and then I can remember one of the first non-Nintendo console games I played might have been Spyro. That I can remember clearly. Like the original one on, I guess it was PS1 or something that it was on. Or something?
Yes, it was on PS1.
Yeah.
The first 3 games were all on PS1.
I'm actually while I have this.
But
I'm gonna look
I
at
have a question for you, Trace.
Hmm?
You said you played the Crash games.
Yes.
Do you play Crash Purple?
No.
Okay. And then here's another question for now, Ray. Did you ever play Spiral Orange?
Mm-mm.
It was this where they got warped into each other's worlds, basically.
That's cool. That is
Spyro-
the same group, right?
Yep,
Is that the
Spyro
same-
was
yeah.
trying to help in Crash's world, and Crash was in Spyro's world.
Yeah, I figured that was the same group. It has similar kind of. But yeah, I like Crash. The little mask thing. Can never quite get the noise he makes sound. Great.
I know there's some interesting facts about the character who played Spyro.
Nobody said Sonic or Mario. I'm very disappointed in all of you.
I actually found Mario and Sonic both kind of boring as characters.
I
The
didn't
only
mind
game-
Sonic as much. Mario struck me as boring, but Sonic seemed new when he came out, sort of, because
The
I can
character-
vaguely remember.
Games I remember from Sonic that I liked are Sonic Heroes. I love that. And Sonic Battle. What is it called? Sonic Battle something 2. It was the 3D exploring one.
I just remember Sonic on the Dreamcast is pretty fun.
I don't know what a Dreamcast is. I'm too young.
Yeah, I've also never had a Dreamcast.
Hmm.
I have a lot of old consoles. I have a Sega Genesis.
What
I
about
have 2 Sega Genesis.
about a light gun or
I have a light gun.
What about?
You have
What was the red one? Red
A
Vision.
Nerf gun?
You mean
oh
Virtual Boy?
Virtual
Vir-
Boy.
No,
Yeah.
almost
never
no one
s-
has that.
yeah, those are super
And,
rare.
and if they do, they don't work anymore. I saw one online.
Lions
that
Tech
checked
Tips
that-
has one.
Yeah, and they're not in good condition.
They're not true 3D either. It's a weird. I mean VR either. They're kind of weird.
It's kind of like the
But
3D.
I can remember clearly it was not even the first game I can remember playing. So I guess a duck might be my favorite character. Because the
Duck
first
Hunt.
game, there you go. The first game I can remember playing when I was super young was on Nintendo Entertainment and NES.
No, favorite character was not based on game. The duck has no character.
Okay, the
Yeah, he
dog.
does.
It's the
The
dog. I like the dog.
Dog.
Okay, you know what? No, the duck does have a character because he's a character in Smash.
No, that's the dog. The
You
dog.
can- it's the
character.
dog and the duck.
It's just like how Banjo and Kazooie. Kazooie is just there because of Banjo.
There actually is a game that you just play as Kazooie.
But in the Banjo Kazooie games, you're playing as Banjo using Kazooie. Am I right or am I
One
wrong?
there's like a robot. What's it called? Two
Ratchet and
people.
Clank.
Ratchet and Clank. That's it. Yep.
I love those. I have every one of those too.
No, that's you're playing as both of them. Because there's actually a 2-player, I believe, where you can play as both.
I wonder
Yeah.
what the first game to do that is, where you play as both characters. Like game that actually was somewhat successful. I wonder if what it was.
I can't remember.
Sonic 2 with Tails?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Isn't there also a Sonic where you could play as Knuckles and it was 3 people?
Are we talking about games you can play 2 characters? What's
With
As the
2 people
main?
way back in the day.
like
It's,
Mario
like
and Yoshi?
Well, no, it's like
No.
Ratchet and Clank, where like one can do certain things and one can do other things, and you have to like switch between them. You know, that seems like a common thing now, but there was a point when that wasn't common. You know what I mean? So I'm curious when the first who broke that barrier really.
And how do I thank them?
It's
Most
an
time-
yeah.
It's like that's something that is very good that's in games now.
Yeah, I think just time and variety causes that kind of variety to happen. I mean, you can only repeat the same thing so many times.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can always reboot it or.
Don't ask them.
Forget-
Don't tell Nintendo that.
A lot of reboots of games.
I was gonna get into movies, but
Yeah, there's
How
no
they
new
need it.
ideas.
they need to reboot Mario.
The
No.
movie? Oh
Mhm.
god. That gets back into the freaking games as movies thing that never really works out.
Ooh,
do.
here's an interesting one for that sort of book/game movie crossover thing. Did anybody ever read the Redwall books?
No.
Ooh, okay. That's interesting. I do find that very interesting. The Redwall books were... There's quite a lot of them. I think there's something like 22 of them. But they are absolutely massive. It's more... I would assume that it's more of a British thing if you haven't really heard too much about it stateside. But apparently Amazon is in the works actually recreating those books as a series of movies and TV series. It's, again, one of those things that looks like it's going to be very, very interesting if it's done right.
I have no idea what that is, but I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Most adaptations like that, oh, great. I mean, they're all good ones, they're all bad ones, but I don't know.
Yeah, very rarely
movie-
does that work out.
Metal Gear movie. I hope that's good. That's the if it was ever a movie which I hope is insanely good,
Borderlands. Did you see? I saw this today. Did you see it? You saw it.
I saw it like 3 weeks ago when they announced it. Yeah.
Yeah,
fuck.
but you see who's playing
Black
Chat?
Jack, not Black
yeah,
Jack,
what-
Jack Black.
Wait, what's the announcement today?
Crab Trap
Yeah.
being
Wait.
played by Jack Black.
Jack Black? Oh fuck.
Mhm.
Okay. One, I think the movie's already doomed because it cast Kevin Holt as Roland, so that's already doomed. Two, as much as I like Jack Black, and I think he's gonna make a decent Claptrap. I think Claptrap's voice is just too iconic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they should have just gotten the voice actor to voice
Well,
Claptrap.
the original voice actor isn't there anymore.
I know. I'm saying whoever was voicing in the games now.
Yeah,
I'm
they probably should have.
I'm just saying the current voice because Jack Black is not going to be able to go that high on when Claptrap says some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he will probably be a good voice for Claptrap. I just think it would have been better because Claptrap's not a person, right? He's not a human, so you don't need to have Jack Black.
Yep.
You
But
don't have to
again,
have
it's one of those things where they have to have some sort of big name actor playing the same,
Mhm.
playing a character that is like.
The thing is, they've got to bring in audiences that don't play games. The way you do that is big name actors.
How funny, man! As the main character, basically one of the main big boys.
Who knows? Jack Black might have petitioned to get that role too. He might really love the game and play it.
He is a game guy.
Yeah.
Or he's a YouTuber.
Does he have a YouTube?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
he does.
He does. I forget what it's called. I've actually not watched a single video.
Blinsky game.
Yeah, I've not watched a single video of it, but I have I am subbed to his channel.
That's another one of those actors that seems like he's pretty down to earth. Doesn't give a shit, kind of thing.
But I don't know. I think it's doomed with the false casting they already did. They
We'll
already
see.
casted I forget which character. It was a female character. I don't think it was what's her name?
Oh,
Siren. Was
Wait
it
a
the Siren?
I'm thinking a different movie.
Her name is Leia.
Yeah, Kate Blanchett, the Aussie girl.
Okay, yeah. Do you know who she's casted as? I can't remember.
I think she's the bad. I can't remember exactly who it was, but
Yeah, because
I don't even remember Borderlands 1. I played it so long ago.
I just think the movie's already off to a terrible start. But hopefully,
We'll see.
Jack Black.
Writing might save it. You never know.
Well, are they gonna do it off of the game, or are they gonna do it like
If they do, I'll tell you this secret: if they do it exactly off the game, it will be a massive failure because it'll never work. They're gonna have to adapt it.
Yeah,
There's no way for it to work.
which is the super scary part.
Well, it all depends on the script writers and all that. If they get good script writers, they might come out good. Who knows?
But I think with that, we should probably wrap it up here. But hopefully, we expect good things.
sorry, Kate Blanchett is being cast as Lilith, and Jamie Lee Curtis has been cast as Tannis.
Which
Oh.
one?
That's
I
a
mean, there's
big.
like
That's
two
a
people that look
decent-sized
just
name.
like her.
Who? Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah.
She said tennis.
Mm-hmm.
The scientist. Is she a
Also
scientist?
the Siren. She's a Siren also.
Fuck! I was wrapping this up, but now you fucking did this to me.
We can still
Yeah,
wrap this up.
She is the scientist. Yes, Tannis is the scientist.
Always
Okay.
wrap it up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm right. All right. But anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you for coming for episode 6 of the Son of Bananas podcast. So thank you for coming, and we'll see you guys next episode 7. Yep.
Meow.
So.
Bye-bye.
Okay, just end everything right now.
Yeah.
No.
End it all.
Nope, I already stopped it. You guys did not get in my recording. That bye-bye was the end.
I don't end until I hear a clap.
Oh.